just in, entire indie fan community jizzes pants at announcement of reDRagon versus Mustache Mountain as the main event of NXT.
This is indeed breaking news.
Over to you, Travis, for the midweek wrap-up.
Hey, that's what we're doing. And yes, that was our main event of NXT. Well, we opened NXT with Johnny Gargano looking to make it 2-0 against the Goats. I'm not gonna call him that. Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. As he defeated Riddick Moss last week, he looked to do the same thing against Tino.
Yeah, because Tino and Riddick decided that because they lost, it must have been a fluke.
Yeah. And Tino was sure that it wouldn't happen again.
Because lightning doesn't strike twice. Bitch, I've seen it on camera. Strike twice.
And we watched it strike twice on camera this week on NXT because Johnny Gargano tilt-a-whirled himself into a Gargano escape, and Tino Sabatelli...
Albeit a very slow tilt-a-whirl.
Well, I blame Tino, who tapped out like a little bitch.
No, actually, I give that way more credit than the fact that Riddick Moss, a man who's like 6 Johnny Garganos, got taken down by the slingshot spear.
That's true. He's, Riddick Moss is super wide, and he's really thick.
And in Abby, he's got abs, too.
Yeah, Tino is super muscly as well, but he's lean.
Yeah, Gargano should have just bounced off of Moss doing that slingshot spear.
Yeah, so Tino tapped out, Johnny made it 2-0.
And next week, handicap match. Where he'll slingshot spear one of them into the Gargano escape, and they'll both tap out.
Maybe. I don't know about next week, but in 2 weeks, Roderick Strong gets an NXT title shot against champion Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre's first defense.
Yeah. So that should be awesome. Speaking of championships, due to Asuka relinquishing the NXT Women's Championship, we had 2 women decide to stake a little claim for why they should be in the title picture.
Cutting some promos.
That being Sonya Deville and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, apparently Sonya thinks that Asuka was afraid of facing her, and that she knew she would have ended the undefeated streak given the chance.
And Dakota Kai is willing to do anything and kick anyone's head off that gets in her way of being a potential champion.
Yeah.
And speaking of ladies who were in the Mae Young Classic, we had Bianca Bel-Air take on Lacey Evans. This was a very power-based match. You got a couple of really strong ladies going against each other, and it was really good. I'm excited. I know, Lacey Evans has been someone we've been pretty impressed with since even though she had her first couple jobbery matches, she was still really good in those. And now that she's had prominence in the Mae Young Classic, she had a really good match here with Bianca Belair. I'm looking forward to seeing her in more women's matches on TV.
Yeah.
But Bianca Belair ended up defeating Lacey Evans with a reverse powerbomb, which was kind of unexpected.
The alley-oop.
Yeah, it was a little... I mean, I'm used to Kane and Big Show doing that shit, not like a 5-foot muscly black woman. So, I mean, especially with how tall Lacey is.
Yeah, that's what surprised me is when I saw her get ready to do that sort of a move, I was like, I'm curious if she's even going to be able to pick her all the way up for a move like that. It was
a very strange choice, but it was effective, and Bianca Belair picked up the win over Lacey Evans.
I liked it more than her spear.
You did seem to enjoy that much more than the spear. You're not too fond of the Bianca Belair spear.
No.
We had Aleister Black cut his first promo since arriving in NXT.
Yeah.
Talked about how, through his 15-year career, he's taken these different experiences and moments, and he's put them on his body so he can always remember.
He calls them his scars.
Yes. Which, technically, they are. But there's someone who...
Scars just has a much more negative connotation than saying tattoos.
Yeah, it really does.
But I guess that's Aleister Black for you.
Yeah.
He's just a man made of negative connotations.
But someone doesn't see them as scars. And that man is the Velveteen Dream.
The only thing in NXT darker than Aleister Black's heart.
Oh my god. Okay, so for those of you that haven't seen these two face each other, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, these guys put on a hell of a match at the live show here in Portland, and even got rave reviews because they did it 2 shows before we did it, before we saw it.
Yeah, in Seattle and in Vancouver. It's a fantastic match. But boy, was this promo an interesting way to start it. Because it's like Velveteen seems to awkwardly care about Aleister Black.
Okay, don't get me wrong. He's vicious in the ring.
Absolutely.
He's extremely athletic, and he beats the crap out of just about anyone they put in his way.
With the Purple Rainmaker.
Yeah. But Velveteen Dream cares about everyone.
Do you know this from experience? Or are you just getting this from this promo with Aleister Black?
I'm just, not from like first-hand experience.
Are you sure?
But just the way he acts.
You're in a safe place. You can talk about it, Kevin.
Just the way he acts he's a very world peace kind of person.
He doesn't strike me as world peace.
And so he just wants everyone to get along, even if he has to beat them up to do it.
And apparently that's the way we're gonna go with this. Aleister ended up like roundhouse kicking the microphone and the glasses out of his hand and just sat there. And then we have the awkward Velveteen got down on his hands and knees real close to Aleister, and then
and the crowd just got uproarious.
Why did they pop for that?
Because they thought Velveteen Dream was going to try and kiss him. That's what it was.
I bet it's going to happen at least one time in however many matches they have. That's probably going to be the downfall of a Velveteen Dream, or that's going to
cost Aleister Black his first
It's just going to shock him so much that he's going to tap out or something. He's just not sure what to do. Yeah.
I gave this theory while we were watching it live that they're going to turn into a tag team down the line.
Black Velvet. Done and done. And I'm kind of okay with it. But boy, I'm very interested in this feud.
I mean, their match here live was great, and there wasn't even a feud.
Yeah, there wasn't build up for it.
Around it, so I only can expect that this feud, even if it's only one match long, it's gonna kill.
Yeah. I have a feeling this will last, and this will be one of our matches at the next takeover.
Wow, that's a long ways out. So
yeah, it's a long ways out, but NXT is very good at pacing.
You think this is going to be a slow burn?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's what I think is we're going to still see Aleister Black just killing it in matches, and Velveteen Dream is actually going to dedicate wins to Aleister Black.
All right.
Which is just going to incite Aleister Black to be like, dude, get the fuck away from me. And they'll have second or third match on the next takeover. That's my guess and my theory so far. Alright, then we went to a little bit more of a heated feud as we had No Way Jose try to knock some sense into Lars Sullivan.
You don't knock anything into Lars Sullivan. Lars Sullivan just knocks something out of you, and that thing is shit.
This did not go well for No Way Jose.
No Way Jose is a large man.
Yes, he is.
And Lars Sullivan just bounced a No Way Jose crossbody off of his chest.
Yeah, he broke clotheslines.
And he didn't let No Way Jose clothesline him either.
He also hit a top rope headbutt?
Yeah. Which I thought for the life of me wasn't allowed anymore.
Well, they did it. I think it was either Nigel or Morrow did a really good job of going shades of the Dynamite Kid
and Harley Race.
So yeah, they skipped over that other name, he who must not be named.
And Daniel Bryan.
Nah, that gave him concussions. They don't want to talk about Daniel Bryan.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why Dynamite Kid's in bad shape too. So
that's true. So we'll stick to Harley Race. The diving headbutt and then the elevated Uranagi slam. No way Jose was not getting up from that shit.
Larson in charge.
Indeed. But we
And the new unsettling screams at the beginning of the theme song.
What the fuck? That's...
As if we needed more ways to make Lars Sullivan look like a serial killer.
Now we just have the screams of his victims in his theme music.
Next week he debuts his new look, which is a blue jumpsuit and a butcher knife.
It is getting close to Halloween, so why not? But we finished the night off with that said tag team match, reDRagon with Adam Cole,
baby,
in their corner, taking on Mustache Mountain. Boy, what a killer match!
Fun match.
Great chemistry. Based on this match alone, I want to see a one-on-one between Tyler Bate and Kyle O'Reilly, because they're both really great grapplers. And they showed that in the little bit that they faced off against each other. Some awesome transitions. Kyle O'Reilly turning the Tyler driver into a guillotine.
Yeah.
Which was fucking awesome. Trent is just so much fun to watch.
Yeah. He's definitely the personality of Mustache Mountain.
Oh, absolutely. He has fun with everything he does. And then you have him go against someone.
Because I mean, as good as Tyler is, he seems maybe he's a little shunted personality-wise.
He's young. He's not quite as tenured as some of these guys. So I think he's still a little bit reserved. Like, he's fantastic in the ring, but as far as like projecting a personality, no, man, that's all Trent Seven. Trent Seven is. You're right. He is the personality of that tag team.
The one thing I'm still waiting to see them do is they have a knack for tagging in and out during stalling suplexes.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that they did that in Chikara.
Yeah, they did that in King of Trios a couple times.
Yeah.
Where like one of them will pick up an opponent for a stalling suplex and they tag and just do a pass off.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome. That'll get a huge pop from the NXT crowd. But yeah, a fantastic match. Bobby Fish loves the, like, I'm gonna come at you from the side. Like, that's his thing, and then he just like uses his whole body, just like throws himself into. He did it twice to Trent. The second time sending Trent into the barricade on the outside, which was probably not fun at all. But yeah, after that transition from the Tyler driver into the guillotine, Tyler was trying to turn it back into a suplex, which he ended up stalling. Trent ended up getting tagged back in after, because I think Bobby Fish ended up like stopping the stalling suplex. So Trent ends up getting in.
And they hit the
Chasing the
Dragon on Tyler.
Yeah. And
Trent broke up.
Yeah, and then it was Tyler ended up like back rolling out of something that allowed the tag. So Trent comes in, runs a little roughshod. Unfortunately, Adam Cole ended up being the numbers game. Obviously, while the referee's distracted with what's happening in the ring, he ends up super kicking Tyler Bate in the face, and unfortunately for Trent Seven, he ends up taking the fall.
Total elimination.
Yeah, it was. He got like the sandwich kicks too.
Yeah.
Like one in the back, one in the front, and then got picked up. And yeah, the total elimination.
Leg sweep, jumping back elbow.
Puts down Trent Seven, giving reDRagon the win. And Adam Cole gets in. They celebrate a little bit. Drew McIntyre's still a little pissed off from the continuous beatdowns he's gotten since NXT TakeOver. Decides to storm the ring, but of course, Undisputed Era, Future Shock, whatever you want to call them, decide to take their usual route to get the hell away from people, through the crowd, through that little curtain area. They're talking some trash, telling Drew he's not ready for it. They probably should have realized there might have been something behind them.
They weren't ready for sanity.
Nope. Yeah. They found out real quick that when you make a ton of enemies, it tends to bite you in the ass.
It's gonna turn around and smack you in the face one of these days.
Or if you're Bobby Fish, it's gonna be
Justice.
Fucking Killian Dane just like hucked him
Feeling him over the guardrail.
Over the guardrail, and yeah, Bobby Fish got the shit end of this stick. And then Kyle O'Reilly ended up getting tossed back in the ring and got the shit kicked out of him by Drew McIntyre. So yeah, they end up getting run off by the tag team champions and the NXT champion
and Killian Dane.
Yeah, not the best night for Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly. They got the win.
Yeah, they did get the win though, which is what really matters.
But they didn't leave unscathed this time.
Yeah,
which has kind of been their MO lately. So yeah, NXT still killing it, making things interesting. Let's move on to Lucha Underground.
Hell yeah!
The go-home show to Ultima Lucha Tres. That begins next week. When we opened up, we saw Melissa and Phoenix training for their tag team match against Marty and Mariposa.
And the sexual tension is so thick, you could cut it with something that's not even all that sharp.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
because it's a very like
you can use a spoon.
It's a very butter consistency sexual tension, like soft stick of butter.
Yeah.
Tub of margarine.
Yeah. I can't believe it's not butter. Yeah, Melissa wanted to see Phoenix with his mask off.
He's like, no.
If I lose this mask, I lose everything.
Stop.
Melissa says, well, if you lose the mask, you won't lose me. And it was a lovey-dovey moment. And then
he's still like, nope, don't touch my mask.
And then she
started to walk away, and then he went to grab her to stop, and then she fucking spun him around and fandangoed him.
Yeah, and then kissed him, and it was slightly adorable. But due to Melissa being in action later on in the show, we had a special guest ring announcer and a timekeeper. Timekeeper being Brenda, and the ring announcer being Famous B. Boy, he looks haggard when he can't wear his blazer all the way onto his fucking... Both of them sporting casts, and I think...
Yeah, and Brenda had a sling, I think.
Yeah, they had... Yeah, he had...
And he had a cast, I think it was all signed by a bunch of people.
Probably himself and Brenda. I'm just guessing. But he announced our first match, which was Dante Fox versus Tejano. This was an interesting matchup. I felt like this match showed the diversity of Tejano.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to. He didn't stick straight to power game or just like barreling through Dante. He actually got a little bit more lucha in this match, which was fun. We had Killshot watching.
Showed off his agility.
Yeah, we had Killshot watching from above the little broom closet thing that they have.
Yeah. Tejano found himself in a winning predicament to a degree. Unfortunately,
Famous B can't count.
Yeah, because the referee hits a 2 count. Who knows? It could have been like a 3.
Maybe if you're Famous B, you count 1-3.
Potentially. But as soon as the referee hit 2, Famous B immediately started announcing, and your winner is, to which the referee and Tejano both stopped what they were doing and were like,
yeah,
the fuck are you talking about?
Tejano even knew it was a 2 count. He seemed to be cool with it until Famous B was giving him a false sense of security, did I win? I didn't win the match, did I? What's going on here? And that was just enough for Dante to roll up Tejano and actually get a 3 count. To which Famous B went, "Oh, my bad. I was mistaken. Your winner is Dante Fox."
Here is your winner, Dante Fox.
Tejano wanted immediately to destroy Famous B.
Yeah, he was going to throttle the bitch.
But Dario's like, please, I need a ring announcer for tonight, so...
Tejano should have been like, I'll do it.
He just beats up Famous B and he starts doing it. So Dario decided to give Tejano what he wants, and next week he will face Famous B one-on-one. Dario doesn't really seem to care about the cast. He just said, well, I guess it'll be a handicap match. But
that was the best part.
The caveat being that if somehow, some way, Famous B is able to beat Tejano, Dario is going to sign Tejano's contract over to Famous B, and Tejano will be the newest client at, what did he say his fucking, like, Infamous
Incorporated.
Infamous Incorporated. Tejano will be the newest client to Famous B. And we'll see how that goes. But then we did have Marty the Moth Martinez and the Mariposa taking on Melissa Santos and Phoenix in tag team action. Good Lord, Melissa Santos. As if you didn't look hot in anything and everything you wear, that wrestling gear was top notch. This match was mostly a handicap match at first. Phoenix playing the smart route and realizing Melissa doesn't have as much in-ring time as any of the other three people in the match. So he tries to run most of it, taking on both Marty and Mariposa, and trying to keep Melissa out of it. Melissa ended up tagging herself in, and Phoenix immediately tagged her again and said, no, you can't be in this. And that was eventually what got the momentum on the side of the creepy team. Because Phoenix was doing a pretty damn good job. He was running the match pretty well. But yeah, that one little bit of distraction was enough for Marty to kind of crush him in the corner. Him and Mariposa got a little bit more on Phoenix until Phoenix did end up making like a desperation tag to Melissa Santos, and Melissa did some good shit. She had that little pop-up kick that was really good. Her and Phoenix, Phoenix helped her get up to the top rope. She did a senton onto Marty the Moth. She ended up doing. Then things just got really weird. Like Marty the Moth had probably his favorite match of all time.
Yeah, because Mariposa went face first to his dick.
Yeah.
I mean, crotch.
Yeah, it was a very suggestive match, and I guess that makes sense when it's a match that involves Marty the Moth. But yeah, no, he ended up getting a crotch full of his sister, which is weird to say. And yeah, Melissa ended up doing like an elbow drop and then a leg drop and tried to get the pin, and both Marty and Mariposa kicked out, and it was a shit situation at this point. Mariposa ends up getting out of the ring and uses one of she had like a strap or something. I don't know if it was on like her entrance gear or whatever, but she used it to tie Phoenix to the post in the corner, and he was illegal, so Melissa was forced to try and fight the rest of the match by herself.
Didn't work.
No. She tried to kick Marty in the balls, and that didn't work. He ended up catching her foot, and he and Mariposa ended up giving her a assisted pedigree, and that put Melissa down. Marty tried to get extra weird.
We call that one 2 Girls, 1 Moth. What?
Marty tried to get a little extra weird by bringing in the yellow lunch pail, which he had scissors in there, and I assume he was going to try and get a lock of hair, or all of her hair.
Stab her
Or
face.
stab her, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
Marty's intentions are hard to predict.
It's hard to gauge. But Phoenix was able to break the tie off of the
I think he realized that if he rolled towards it, he could just untie it.
He was so focused on.
I think in the heat of the moment, he didn't think about just like turning into it and untying it.
Yeah. So
because it was still very much attached to his wrist while he was running around the ring.
Yeah, no, he was trying to whip them as they were running out of the ring. But Phoenix was able to stop any more of an attack on Melissa, and
good guy
is probably a bit more pissed off at Marty heading into their match. All right, and our main event, instead of waiting until Ultima Lucha, we had our 7-way Gift of the Gods Championship match, which we had a little segment earlier where we saw both Pentagon and Son of Havoc putting their medallions into the belt, making both of their intentions very clear that Son of Havoc was going to immediately use it and put himself in the match against Puma and Johnny Mundo. And on the other hand, Pentagon was like, I'm going to go break some fucking arms. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And so Dario made sure that there were extra medics on standby for the match. And this is not a match that we can tell you everything that happened, because there's 7 fucking people.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep track of.
They were all running around. They were all hopping over the ropes onto each other.
There was lots of shit going down.
Paul London is cool.
Salvador's funny.
Yeah.
Drago's awesome. Pentagon's awesome. Son of Havoc is awesome.
Son of Havoc still has the best shooting star in the biz.
Really great double stomp too on Salvador.
I want to see him in London shooting star press off.
I would honestly give the edge to Son of Havoc.
Yeah?
Like, don't get me wrong, Paul London has a beautiful shooting star press, but I think Son of Havoc probably has the best.
They need to do like 3. 1 for height, 1 for distance, and 1 for accuracy.
If you're gonna do that though, for one time only, you need to bring in Matt Sydal.
All right.
The 3 of them need to have a 3-way shooting star off. Be awesome. But in the end, Pentagon ended up giving 2 package pile drivers. 1 to Salvador and 1 to Paul London. The one on Paul London, he pinned Paul London. But while he was pinning Paul London, Salvador was set up perfectly for said shooting star press. To which we had a double pin and 2 people win a 7-way match. And Dario went, Dario
immediately popped his head out the door like, seriously, guys?
Marty, what are you doing? Marty Elias, you can only have 1 winner as far as the Gift of the Gods is concerned. And so
we're going to determine the 1 winner during Ultima Lucha.
Yeah, in the first... I think this might be the first one for a championship. Because we've had... Yeah.
No, they did the trios.
Oh, that's right. We did... Okay. For some reason, I thought the briefcase was up there for one of them. But yeah, we will have Pentagon Dark versus Son of Havoc in a ladder match for the Gift of the Gods Championship. That would be awesome. We will also have a triple threat match due to Dario taking back the gauntlet from Cage and from the whole situation that was happening last week. Their friend, he still doesn't have a name. The guy in the dark at the back of the limo.
Silhouette cigar smoker guy.
Yeah. He's just regarded as our friend when Dario's talking to whichever representative is talking to him.
Don't got him.
Nope, not anymore, because his head got squished. So Dario has decided that, because the guy was like, I thought you said that Cage was the right guy, and Dario's like, well, I thought he was, and maybe he is a machine. Maybe we can't control him with the gauntlet. So, since both Mil Muertes and Jeremiah Crane have been involved with this gauntlet, and are apparently also viable contenders to wear the gauntlet, Dario has made a triple threat match between all 3 guys, and the winner will get the gauntlet.
Yeah.
The only thing being is if Cage wins, their friend has been invited to the temple to strike Cage from the earth.
Yikes.
So apparently, even if Cage wins, Cage loses.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, on top of that, I mean, there's a stacked lineup of matches for Ultima Lucha, including the previously mentioned one that we didn't take into account while we were talking about what matches were happening at Ultima Lucha, Tejano versus Famous B.
Oh yeah, because that is next week. Yeah. Okay. Man, alright. Well, on top of that, we have El Dragon Azteca Jr. versus Matanza in a steel cage match.
How about a match that was made during, like, I think it was the first episode of Season 3?
Yeah, the very first episode this match was decided.
Ivelisse challenging Katrina.
Ivelisse will return to Ultima Lucha and take on Katrina at Ultima Lucha. We also have, of course, the Luchas de Apuestas, Mask versus Hair, Marty the Moth Martinez versus Phoenix.
A long-standing rivalry spanning multiple seasons of Lucha Underground is going to culminate in a last luchadora standing, Taya versus Sexy Star.
Yes, and speaking of long-running feuds, Killshot versus Dante Fox in a Hell of War match. 3 stages of hell. These guys have had some fucking awesome matches, and now it's essentially a 2 out of 3 falls type situation.
It's a 2 out of 3 falls with each fall being a different stipulation. So essentially, this is 2 potentially 3 matches in one.
Yeah, that might have its own episode.
If not, it'll be the bulk of an episode.
And will be the main event. I would assume. No?
Yeah.
You know what's going to be a main event, though? Technically another Luchas de Apuestas match.
Yeah, to a degree.
As we have title versus career. Prince Puma challenges with his career on the line against Johnny Mundo for the Lucha Underground Championship.
And potentially Son of Havoc as well, if he beats Pentagon in one of the earlier episodes.
I have a feeling that next week we're going to get the Tejano versus Famous B. We'll probably get Pentagon versus Son of Havoc, and I would say maybe Sexy Star versus Taya.
Maybe, or I can let you in on a little secret.
Secret or spoiler?
Well, it's both.
Same thing.
Because there is something else happening at Ultima Lucha Tres.
Oh shit.
Because look at how many people are being left out.
There's a lot of people.
A lot of people left out. So I do know, I'm fairly certain the opening match to Ultima Lucha Tres will be a battle royal with just about everybody left on the Ultima Lucha or on the Lucha Underground roster, not, with not the people who are already in matches.
Wow.
I do know for sure that the Mac is in it, all 3 members of the Rabbit Tribe are in it, and PJ Black is in it.
All right. And you got to think that somewhere in here they might toss in a trios championship match.
Yeah.
I mean, we might end up getting, maybe the Rabbit Tribe will somehow get a shot against the Reptile Tribe. Reptiles eat rabbits though, so that could be a shitty deal. But anything can happen. We have 4 weeks. 4 weeks of Ultima Lucha Tres.
Holy shit.
It starts next week. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links down below.
There's so many links.
Like a podcast.
That's the SoundCloud link.
And Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
That's reasonable with a W, like wrestling.
Where very soon they are in transit. We will have our Battle of the Boxes. Pro Wrestling Crate versus Wrestle Crate. Which crate will win and be a continuous unboxing here over there on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
Yeah.
Also, stay over here on the Wrestling Rundown because coming up next, we have predictions for WWE's No Mercy. 7 matches so far, no pre-show announced.
Things could change.
They always change. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you whatever video you decide to watch next.